Bank failures show us what not to do with our own finances. Have you ever wondered what happens when banks fail? What can we learn from their mistakes? Today, we'll explore the important money managing lessons we should all remember from the recent bank failures. The recent banking crisis revealed that some finance executives worldwide forgot how to manage risk in a rising interest rate environment. But as humble depositors, we can learn from their mistakes and not put our hard-earned cash, investments, or retirement nest eggs in danger of massive loss or default. The Federal Reserve's plan to slow an inflationary economy is working. But to lower consumer prices, bad economic things have to happen. 2 or 3 bank failures and growing concern for the global financial system aside, the Fed was trying to break a few things. The rise in interest rates has been widely reported, but it seems that some banking executives missed the memo. According to Mark Williams, a finance expert, each failed bank focused on a risky, concentrated customer segment. They quickly grew deposits, converted these funds into loans and bonds when interest rates were low, and assumed interest rates would not quickly rise. So, a quick recap: they ignored risky concentration, bought fixed income investments when interest rates were low, and made a flawed assumption. To avoid the same mistakes, you should avoid risky concentrations. Just like investors who are often warned to avoid concentrated holdings, such as a single stock, a large share of crypto, or even too much cash, advisors always recommend investment diversification. It's a many-layered blanket protecting you from risk. Investment diversification begins with the major investment groups: stocks, bonds, and cash. From there, the risk factor is further filtered with subclassifications such as types of stocks, fixed income investments, and liquid investments. Risk and investment costs can also be dialed down by buying index funds or exchange-traded funds rather than individual holdings. The troubled banks bought income-producing investments when interest rates were low, but when rates are at historic lows, it's a pretty good bet that sooner or later, they will rise. And rise they did. When interest rates go up, generally, bond values go down. That's not a problem if you're a buy-and-hold investor. The bonds will redeem at their face value when they mature. The problem is if you have to sell them due to an unexpected crisis as interest rates are quickly rising, you're likely to lose money. That's why an emergency fund is so important. It's a cash cushion you can tap into when unexpected things occur, so you don't have to liquidate long-term investments at a potential loss. But perhaps the most important lesson we can learn from these bank failures is to avoid counting on an outcome that favors a result we prefer. Our brains have a tendency to distort reality just enough to conform to our experiences and help us feel better about our choices. It's called the bias of optimism, and it can lead us to make some very risky investments. Lastly, we need to be aware of herd behavior and avoid following the actions of others, even if those actions may not be in our best interest. In a social media-first society, it can be hard to ignore the roar of the crowd. But sometimes, it's best to stick with a long-term financial plan and tune out the noise. So there you have it, folks. While these bank failures may have been a painful lesson for those involved, they provide us with valuable insights into what not to do with our own finances. By avoiding risky concentrations, being mindful of fixed income investments and interest rates, avoiding the bias of optimism, and resisting the urge to follow the herd, we can help protect our hard-earned cash, investments, and retirement nest eggs.